So you mentioned the importance of digital transformation, and together with this comes the new concept that is becoming right now mainstream, that is ESG. I know that is one area that you guys have been researching, and of course, with the 40,000 young people that are students of your organization and 120 countries, that is your data, and 140 years is quite impressive number. So let's look, how do you teach ESG, and especially how you define ESG for people listening to us? Because I think it's a very complex subject. We're still in the early days, but it's a key element for finance, and especially for all the business around the world.
The short answer is yes. And the ESG is spread in most of our education qualifications as we can. In postgraduate degrees, we have specialized in sustainability and sustainable finance, where we go into deep details on ESG, definitions and correlation to the UN global goals. In other qualification in international banking and finance, we talk about sustainability and ESG. In executive education and training programs, we as well talk about ESG. Let's now try to define ESG, environmental, social, governance. See, it's still like, you know, it's very important to take that from a country level to a corporation level to an individual level. Yeah. And if we talk about banking and finance industry, what represent the government for us is the regulators. The regulators, by empowering the industry through frameworks, regulations, to support the good practice of ESG, to regulate the mandate of CSR and ESG reporting. It's very essential. Then we move to the banks level. Unless the education element and the belief and the understanding of the business opportunity and embracing ESG, delivering products on retail, corporate level, and even investment and fund management level from banks on ESG is not nice to have, and it's not just a extension to the brand to show, but also there is a business opportunity in this. One of the major example is the recent research on consumer behavior in North America. And the recent research on consumer behavior in North America proved that age 35 and below, their appetite is to become customers for companies that have an ESG policy, an ESG mandate, and ESG objectives. So, and we're speaking about those companies that would donate or support planting trees, building schools in Africa, and those kind of things would tend to have more younger generation customer than its own competitors who don't have that kind of mandate within their own policy. As an individual, it's very important also as well to be actively able to participate in the ESG movement. So we're talking about you as a citizen. What is your footprint in your own city, in your own country, and in your own continent? So making sure of the use of the right environmentally friendly products, making sure that socially contributing, because also ESG, a lot of people map it to the environment only. They don't map it even to the social contribution, which is very important element. We will talk about how the institute also embrace the ESG. So that's also about what's your social contribution, supporting needy, supporting people around you. That's also very important. And then as an employee for banking and finance, I'm speaking about practitioners, colleague on banking and finance, how we can, in our day-to-day job with customers, with our even transactions, being more conscious of our ESG individually, unless this ecosystem is dynamically communicating between government to corporations to individuals. I would say that a major sustainability transformation is still going to be under pressure. We as London Institute of Banking and Finance, we don't believe only on the environmental, which is very important, and we do practice on that, and we talk about it, and we research it. So I'm not trying to diminish this, but I'm trying to draw the attention to the importance of the social contribution. Financial inclusion and financial education for underprivileged, for even the wider community. It's an integral part of how we feel about our ESG. Why? Because if we make education available on banking and finance for more people around the world, we will be able through that helping people save their own financial future. We know all that financial difficulties is one of the major social pressures that anyone in life can meet, regardless of their education or background. You know, it could lead people to psychological challenges, social challenges. And even in some cases, we heard about people who commit suicide because financial difficulties, people getting bankrupt, families getting into divorce ratios, high divorce ratios in some countries with new financial crisis. And also, not everything about digital transformation is positive. Now with the social media being in the #1 outlet for marketing, it made it very easier for companies to market for products and add more pressures on families and individuals on goods and purchase, and that's what brought people in difficulties. And then with the losing credit bureau systems, people get more credit than they should have, and they don't understand the complications of managing credit. Then that's all the story we're talking about gets in. So we feel actively as an institute the importance of being very active in the center of improving the financial inclusion and financial literacy around the jurisdictions we operate, and even as an active institute of the world. That's very important, from programs delivered to farmers in Africa, to underprivileged in the Middle East, to school students in the UK. And still there is much more to do in that topic. We speak about statistics from the World Bank that still there is an unbankable population of at least 45% of the world's citizens. Now we have reached 8 billion. So I would say 45% of that, close to 3.5 billion people don't have access to financial means or financial instruments. So that's even basically is a challenge for financial inclusion. So still there is a long way for us to go.